about that, other than trying to help people who are in a state of disease.
Welcome back to the Immigration Answers Show. My name is Jim Hacking. This is episode number 891 of the Immigration Answers Show. Happy Monday. August is halfway over. I can't freaking believe it. How are you guys doing? What's going on in your neck of the woods? Did you have a good weekend? I had a good weekend. I could have used some more sleep, but we were up in Chicago, as you know. Nor had a softball camp at Loyola of Chicago. Amani and I walked up and down Devon Street, and we had a nice time. We had a little Chicago-style pizza, and then, oh, darn it. Oh, geez. I let someone into the room on TikTok. All right. Oh, there she goes. All right. Good. So I'll be here for the next hour and a half trying to answer your immigration law-related questions. What's up, people? I'm working on a new video because they're changing the rules on citizenship. I'll talk about that in a little bit on the show. Like I said, we'll be here for another hour and a half trying to answer your questions. I see a lot of people that Huli has already moved into the waiting room. Oh, Lady's here too. Well, hello, Lady. How are you? Lady and Huli are both here. I'm going to talk to Kim, then Bob, then Amy. Kim, then Bob, then Amy. Kim, hello.
Hey, Jim. How are you?
Great. How are you doing?
Good. Thank you for your time, Jim.
Sure.
I just had a really quick question regarding NTA. I've been checking my EOIR status daily. Is that going to be enough to make sure that I have a court hearing, Jim? Should I also update my address?
Why do you think you'd be receiving a notice to appear?
Because I've overstayed my visa.
But how do they know where you are?
I don't think they know where I am because I haven't updated my address. I've been moving to different places.
Have you ever had an alien number?
Yes, I have it.
Okay. So the question is, how can I find out if I'm in immigration court if besides running my notice to appear, or I'm sorry, running my alien number through the EOIR case system?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, other than doing a FOIA, which you probably wouldn't want to do yourself, you probably want to have a lawyer do it for you, is the only other way I can think of is to do a Freedom of Information Act request, see what's in your file. I mean, the one problem with that portal is it's not always 100% accurate, and sometimes people might even have a deportation order from not showing up for a court hearing, especially if they've moved around a lot. So I think that's a good thing to be doing to check, but I don't know that it's 100%. So you might want to do a Freedom of Information Act request for your file to see if anything has happened in immigration court for you.
Okay, I see. So EOIR is not 100%.
I would say it's not. No, I don't know if other. I would say no. It's not 100%.
Should I also update my address with USCIS?
Well, that's up to you. I mean, everyone has that registration requirement is still in effect. So I can't tell you to not follow the law, right?
Right.
I would say if you don't update your address, that's a violation of the registration requirement, and it's subject to fines and deportation and all that stuff.
Right. Is it likely to trigger something if I update my address with USCIS, Jim?
I believe that they are requiring people to register so as to help locate them, so as to put them into deportation. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you very much, Jim. Do you guys do FOIA that you mentioned?
We could probably do it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Send us an email, or I guess Julio will reach out.
Okay. Anything else that I should prepare for my court hearing, Jim? Like at this moment?
Well, I would say to be thinking about, how did I enter? Is there any relief that's available to me? I mean, if you're going to call the office and talk to one of our attorneys about doing the FOIA, then you should give them the full story of how you're now out of status, and then see if there's any relief that might be available to you.
Okay. Got it.
Thanks.
Thank you so much, Jim.
Bye, Kim. See you, buddy.
See ya.
All right. We got Bob in the house. Hello, Bob. Bob, you're on mute. Hello, Bob. Oh, everyone was laughing at the office today about when that guy was sleeping last week, snoring. Remember that? That was really funny on Friday. Maybe Bob took a little nap. Amy, hello.
Hi, Jim. How are you?
I'm well. How are you doing?
I'm good. Thank you for doing this.
Sure.
So I talked to you before, a long time ago about my case. I came here on a J1 visa in 2013. Went back to my country, but never finished the 2-year residency. Came back on a visitor visa, and then applied for asylum. My asylum case in 2019 was referred to court and was dismissed in 2022.
Yep.
I reapplied for asylum in 2023. In 2024, I married my husband, my U.S. citizen husband, and I applied for the waiver based on hardship. I don't plan to go back to my country if I'm deported because I'm in danger. So I came up with a thought, and I want you to evaluate the thought and say what you think. So I applied based on hardship, but I'm thinking of applying a separate application of 612 based on persecution. Now, my asylum case was referred to court before, so that means like I don't have chances with asylum, even though I'm eligible. So, but given that they do discretion, at the asylum office or generally in USCIS, my application based on hardship, I don't know how, like, what are the chances of this application to be approved, given that they do discretion, they use their discretionary power. So am I right to think that let me explore all my options, including applying for J1 waiver based on persecution as well?
So when did you file, or what? First of all, are you working on this J1 waiver with an attorney or without an attorney?
Without an attorney.
And when did you file it?
April 2024.
And nothing's happened with it?
Not yet. I tried to expedite with a senator, but we were not successful doing that.
What about your I-130?
I haven't applied for I-130. That's a question I asked you before on the show, and you said it's not going to grant you any protection.
The I-130 by itself, that's right. So basically you're just sitting here with a second filed asylum case and a long pending hardship to yourself case, right?
Yes.
And you're worried, how's my hardship to myself waiver going to go given the fact that they denied my asylum case?
Hardship to my husband.
Mm-hmm. You're talking about you want to file a second one for your husband.
No, I already filed hardship for my husband, and I want to file a second one based on persecution. Given that they denied my asylum before, am I being logical, thinking? Because I'm not in the business of going to my country. I'm persecuted there.
Yeah.
Like my asylum, they didn't believe it. They used their discretion, and I didn't have the actual evidence, so I had no way to prove it. And unlike a lot of people, lie or fake evidence. I didn't want to do that.
Well, I don't think that's true. I don't think a lot of people lie or fake evidence.
Some people.
Yeah, some people, but the minority of people.
Yeah.
So, can I ask why you haven't been doing this with a lawyer?
I consulted with a lawyer and did exactly what they told me.
That's not the same thing. So, it seems to me that a couple things need to happen. I mean, a year and 4 months for a J1 waiver is really, really long. And they have your address. So there's no reason why they couldn't put you in removal right now. And
But
they think
isn't it 20
think-
months?
they think that the Biden people dismissing asylum cases like yours, like that really makes them mad. So you need an attorney, not someone talking on a YouTube show who has not looked at a single document of yours, but you need to go see the immigration doctor. You need to get a full prognosis of your whole history, to look at what's been filed, and then to make the best decisions about what needs to happen. And you know, the net is closing in on people that are in your situation. So you know they want to deport you. Like, you have to operate from, not they're going to do me right and they're going to give me a fair shake, but you know, they're tightening things up very, very much. And so I think that you need to have someone assess whether or not we think that the first case you filed is strong enough to try to push to get that thing decided, maybe by suing them. But I mean, you're hanging out there in the wind. You have very little here right now. I technically, I actually don't know that the asylum case you have on file is even valid. I don't know that you can file a second asylum case after the one that you filed in court got terminated. I don't know that that's legally viable. And I'm an attorney. So to think that you could do it all by yourself just boggles my mind.
I filed the asylum with a lawyer, but not the J1.
Did the lawyer tell you in writing that it's legally permissible for you to file a second asylum case after the asylum office already referred you? I don't know that that's valid.
I mean, they dismissed it at the court.
Right. On your motion, right?
I don't know exactly, but they told the lawyer that we can dismiss it and you can reapply. And
Okay. Again, I don't know that that's legally valid.
I've gotten work authorization based on that.
Doesn't mean anything. Doesn't mean anything that you got work authorization. Doesn't mean that it's a legally valid claim. It means that you got receipted. So it's fine. If you don't want to hire an attorney, don't hire an attorney. Keep stumbling around in the dark. Go ahead. It's fine with me. I'm not saying hire us. I'm just saying that the idea that something this complex could be handled because you went to talk to a lawyer and asked them, or talk to me on the show, is crazy.
All right, I have a question. Do you guys do a full prognosis of the case?
If you're going to hire us, we don't just do it just for fun. If you're serious about hiring us to take over everything, yes. If you're just looking for a second opinion, no. That isn't what we do.
How much do you charge for hiring you?
Well, I mean, I'd be happy to look over the documents that you have and price it out right now. I mean, if you're talking about a lawsuit, that's $5,000. If you're talking about filing a second waiver case, you know, that's extra too. So it's not going to be cheap. What does your spouse say about all this? I mean, you're barely here.
My spouse doesn't know a lot about.
Well, that's not good either. But I mean, let's just say, for the sake of argument, what if USCIS says, you know, we're going to do an inventory. Let's find every immigrant we can who's got something pending with us, and let's start with the people that have J1 waivers and have no other status here in the United States. Like, what's to prevent them from doing that? I think they're getting close to doing that, right? They're looking for every out of status immigrant they can find, and certainly they have your address and you're one of those. So I think you need a lot of help.
All right.
Thanks, Amy.
Thank you.
Do you guys think I'm wrong? Am I wrong? I don't know. I don't think I'm wrong. You're talking about 3 or 4 applications with a denied asylum or referred asylum case. As my friend David says, not a time to mess around. Hopefully that doesn't sound harsh, but people aren't scared of deportation enough, in my opinion. Well, I think they're going to be. I mean, they just got the biggest budget increase that any law enforcement agency has ever gotten. They're going to have literally unlimited resources to go find every single immigrant that they can. Like literally, they do. And this isn't Jim being hyperbolic. This isn't Jim exaggerating. This isn't Jim trying to scare people. This is Jim soberly reflecting on what's presented to him and giving the thoughts that I think. The thoughts that I think. That sounds like a song. Steve, hello.
Hi, Jim.
Hi, Steve.
Glad to be on here again. I have a concern here. I'm on H-1B visa, and I applied for another. I had another sponsor, and then I got the approval. But then my current H-1B is still pending. It's still valid, as in I haven't expired. It hasn't expired yet, though. It should be in the next like 2 months. So my question was, or is, with the new approval notice coming in, which is in effect right currently, does it invalidate the earlier one or the current one, or do I need to quit immediately and switch to the new job?
Once it's approved, you need to switch. Yeah.
Immediately.
I mean, what's immediately? I mean, if you have a couple of days of payroll overlap, that's not a big deal. But if you wait 3 months, that's a big deal.
Okay. I can't wait for more than 2-3 months.
No.
Because my current one is actually expiring in November. And I was thinking maybe I could exhaust that one then after November.
Because you're worried about losing days, or because you're worried about why would you stay at job A?
Okay, so the other thing is job A initiated this PEM for me, but then the priority date is way beyond the validity of my visa. So
Yeah. But that can all be, once the perm process starts, they can extend your H-1B as much as they need to.
They can extend it.
So generally you get 3 years for an H-1B, and you can renew it for another 3 years. And if an employer starts the perm process within the reasonable amount, within the time limits, then you could, there are people like from India who have been on H-1B for 9, 10, 12, 14 years because they're waiting for their priority date to become current.
Okay, so that's very much understandable, and I think it's a normal process. However, in my case, my company is unable to renew for the second term or get an extension for me.
Company
And
A?
so,
Company A?
come again?
Company A?
Yes, company A. Yeah.
Why?
Unfortunately, they didn't tell us or tell me the reason. They didn't tell me the reason, but they clearly said they are unable. However, they are going ahead with the PEM, and if the priority date doesn't come before the validity of my H-1B expires, that means I need to go home and wait for the process to continue.
Did we talk about this before?
Yes, we have. We have.
Yeah, I and everybody else in the comments told you to run away from company A because they're jerking you around.
Yes, you did. You did.
Why are we talking about it again?
No, so the point is I looked for another company to sponsor me, and I got it anyway.
Good.
But then the issue was because they've initiated the PEM, which is still running, although yet to get the priority date. I was thinking of how I could maintain that.
No.
Whilst I'm out of.
I don't remember exactly everything we talked about, but in my gut, I remember really, really, really not trusting company A. And
That's very true.
Again, I would encourage you to forget about that perm. And what I said was, when you're looking for company B, make sure you have a conversation with them about whether or not they're willing to file a perm for you. You want to get away from company A. I remember thinking they were a little bit shady and they weren't treating you right. So my advice is exactly the same as the last time we talked.
Okay.
I know they keep
So-
dangling. I know they keep dangling this shit in front of you, and I know you really want a green card, but we cannot trust them because what they're saying is BS. They're jerking you around.
Okay. Okay. I appreciate that. I think it's so clear.
Thanks, Steve. See you, buddy.
Thank you. Thank you, Jen.
All right, everybody's down with Company A. Boo on Company A. Motherfuck them and John Wayne. All right, L is here. Hello.
Hello.
Hello, L.
Yeah, how are you?
I'm good. How are you doing?
Assalamu alaikum, my brother.
Walaikum salam.
Alhamdulillah. Thanks for the help in community.
Sure.
Yeah. Yeah, I have this situation. I need your help, you know.
Okay.
I came here in 1999 with a European passport, which was not my information. It was under somebody else's information.
Okay.
Yeah. So since I came here in 1999, I didn't apply any immigration benefits until 2016 when Trump first came to the power.
Yeah.
Yeah, back then I was worrying a little bit and I applied for the asylum. So
You applied for asylum 17 years after you entered the United States.
yes, sir.
Okay,
Then,
that's a big problem.
Yeah.
You're supposed to apply within 1 year.
Yeah, so since that my asylum was on the hold, I didn't get any interview, but they give me some working permit.
Yeah.
Which I got working permit. I renewed like 3 times. I think this is the 4th time.
Okay.
Yeah. So my daughter just turned she turned 21. She applied for me and she applied for my wife. And I went to see the lawyers. They told me my situation. Maybe I need to start with the I-130 first. If they approve my I-130, so they're gonna figure out the next step for me, see if there is any other way for me to get some paperwork here.
Who said that?
My lawyer.
Okay.
Yeah, the lawyer that applied for the asylum, the same lawyer. I went to see him.
So you have an asylum case that hasn't been interviewed in 10 years.
Yes.
And you have now a I-130 filed by your U.S. citizen child who's now over 21.
Yeah. We applied on March 3rd in 2024. They just approved on July 20th. On July 20th.
I-130 is approved, but no 45 has been filed.
Yeah, we didn't file for it or 45 because the reason why the passport that I came with, I found that passport that I went to see the lawyer. I said, actually, I tracked that passport. I know who got the passport. The lawyer told me, okay, you sure? I said, yeah, I found the person who brought me here. My people from back home, they find that person. They say they find the passport.
So let's say, okay, so is this sort of how it works? So here's L sitting back in the home country, and L uses Jim's passport to enter the United States.
Mm-hmm.
And then L is now trying to get legal in the United States, and he reaches back out to the people that helped him get Jim's passport. And they go, hey, Jim, you got that old passport that L used to get in the United States?
Yes, sir.
And Jim's like, yeah, I got it. It's right here. Is that right?
Yeah, it was kind of, yeah. I just make sure they found it. They found the passport, actually, but it was loud, The person who brought me, he passed away, but his kids find that passport. They give it back to my people. And my people send me that passport.
So Jim's kids found Jim's passport, and Jim's dead.
Yes.
So do we have any proof that you went through customs acting like you were Jim when you entered?
Yeah, I came here in 1999. I came to JFK.
Right, but is there a stamp in Jim's passport that says, how in the world are we going to prove that it wasn't really Jim who came in 1999, but that it was you? Like, why would they ever believe that?
Yeah, I don't know. That's why I'm calling you. See, what do you think? And that's the reason why
I just don't know how you prove it.
Mm-hmm.
Because they're going to say, okay, L, we see here that you you were honest with us. You told us that you used Jim's passport. It looks like Jim entered in 1999, but how the heck do we prove that it wasn't Jim who entered in 99, but it was L? How would we ever prove that? I don't know.
Yeah, but no. All right, I'm sorry, maybe I got it wrong. But the passport, it was my picture on the passport. That it was not Jim. Jim was not the one who brought me here. I mean, I didn't come with the Jim information, but Jim bringing people with a European passport.
So Jim had a sweet little side business bringing people to the United States as other people.
Yes. You know,
So,
because my uncle.
You go ahead.
Yeah, I was young. I was like 21, I think. My uncle. I mean, met Jim. Jim said, man, because Jim used to help the people with the visa.
Okay.
You know, and he said he got another connection.
Okay, so you've changed it a little bit. So Jim is the guy who has the side business, and then you had a passport for Paul.
Yes.
So the Paul's passport. Now, is Jim dead or is Paul dead? Or you don't know where Paul is, right?
No, I don't know where Paul is.
Okay, so you have a passport with your picture on it that says that you're Paul, right?
Yes, sir. Yes.
So how did that passport that you had with your name as Paul and your picture in it, how did that get back to Jim and Jim's kids?
I don't know about that because Jim, that's what he was doing for a living. So
but you had it. You had it. How did you?
Yeah.
How did you gave it back to Jim when you got to the States?
Yeah.
So he probably was reusing it.
Yeah, we returned it. Yeah, that was promise between him and my uncle.
Yeah.
You know. So when I got here, I mean, my uncle told to give to one of my uncle here. That uncle sent it back to the uncle from the back home. So from there, they give back to Jim the passport.
Got it. Now, what about so you never knew Paul?
No.
They just gave you Paul's name to use, and you were Paul when you came through customs. I mean, I guess you went to the embassy and acted like you were Paul, right?
No, it was European passport. It was not. It was not. There was no visa. It was visa waiver.
I gotcha. Sorry, I missed that one. Sorry. Got it. That makes sense. Wow. Well, I think you're screwed, brother. I don't know how we prove that you have a valid entry into the United States.
What do you say, brother?
Yeah, I don't know how you can ever prove to USCIS, especially this USCIS, Trump's USCIS. I don't know how you're ever going to prove to them that you have a valid entry into the United States. For all they know, you swam across the border 3 days ago, and now you're just claiming that. Although I guess you have your picture on Paul's passport. I mean, yeah, dude, that's bad stuff.
That's bad. Yeah.
What's your question for me?
Yeah. So there's any other route you think become with my situation?
I don't know, man. Now they know where you are too, because did your daughter use your address on your I-130?
Yes.
Yeah, man. I don't know. I think this isn't good.
No good, huh?
Mm-mm.
Wow.
Does your kid have any kind of health issues?
Yeah, asthma.
How about your spouse? How'd your spouse get here?
Yeah, my wife, she's originally from France. She got my daughter sponsored for her, but she got her paperwork.
Does your wife have a green card?
Yeah, through to my daughter, yes.
And how about her? Does she have any health issues or anything?
No, not anything major.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I think it's a tough case. I think if you're asking me, Jim, what do you think the chances are of me getting a green card versus what are the chances of me getting deported? I would say 1 versus 99.
Wow. Okay. So what do you think? Okay, I don't know what if I should ask it. How about my asylum? Because I have asylum pending. That's what I'm saying. Because I got it pending. I didn't get it.
Asylum's an easy denial because you filed it 16 years too late. You're supposed to file
Yes.
within 1 year of arrival.
That's true.
Good luck, El. Thanks, man.
My brother, thank you. Appreciate
See ya. Assalamu alaikum. All right, let's go to Ali. Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi, Jim. How are you doing?
Well, how are you doing?
I'm very well. Thank you for taking me. I have two questions about my N400.
Great. Go ahead.
I have one question. The first, me and my spouse, we not live together. I filed citizenship, and I write over there by mistake is a not 5 year rule. I write over there the three spouse behalf of spouse.
What?
First, this
What'd you
one.
say? What'd you say?
I over there I mentioned is a by mistake is a U.S. citizen marriage. You know, one is I select this one by mistake, not file the 5 year rule.
Okay. Okay. Let's back up. So, where are you from?
I'm from Pakistan.
When did you come to the United States?
2019
What kind of a visa did you have when you came in 2019?
is a spouse visa. I have a 10-year green card.
Okay, so you came on a spouse visa. Okay, and then you got so you never had a conditional green card. You always had a 10-year green card.
Yes, sir.
Okay, and what's the start date on that green card?
Sorry,
What's the start date on that green card?
it's a green card is 2019.
Okay, and so when you filled out your N400, you checked the 3-year box instead of the 5-year box.
Yeah, I mistake here.
Okay, all right, and you don't live with your spouse?
No,
Why?
she have a 2 kids. Another guy. One is a 2 years, 3 years we separate. I'm almost here in the United States. Is a 6 year.
Wait a minute, time out. So you get an immigrant visa to come to the United States in 2019. You move in with her, right?
Yeah.
How long did you guys live together?
After COVID, Jim is not too long. It's short, like 3-4 months.
So your whole entire life, you only lived together for 3 months.
Yeah, she was pregnant. That's why it's too much problem starting. That's
Pregnant
why
with who?
it's not me. Another one.
Okay, so here's your problem. Your problem then is that they don't think you were ever really her spouse, that the person she was having babies with is who she was really in a relationship with.
Yeah.
And as we sit here right now, are you guys divorced or still married?
I'm still married.
Why?
But when I call, she's not answering, and not his communication is very well, and it's too much hard time. I'm still facing the problem.
That's not a good answer. You only lived with her for 3 months.
Yeah.
So that means that you've lived apart for more than 5 years. Why are you not divorced?
I'm not go to this way. I think when it's 5 years complete, then I go to divorce. And someone friend told me, you wait and then you go to divorce with a citizenship.
Okay. So first of all, you need to get divorced.
Okay.
So hanging on to a marriage that only lasted 3 months. I mean, here's what's going to happen. Especially since you filed. Okay, so first of all, you should withdraw your citizenship case.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, because you applied on the wrong rule. But more importantly, there's a question as to whether or not you should ever apply for citizenship, because you have a very, very, very shaky green card.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, while you were waiting for your immigrant visa, your wife got pregnant from another man.
No, when I came here, then I realized she's not telling me anything.
Because she was
She's
pregnant.
not telling me anything. Yeah.
It doesn't matter what you realize. What I'm saying is, the fact of the matter is, if we do a timeline, you were sitting over in Pakistan waiting for your visa, and she was shacking up with somebody else, having sex and having a baby. even though the baby was
Yeah,
born after you arrived. You figured out. You
after
figured out
5
when you got here that she was pregnant, right?
Yeah, 5 months when I arrived.
Right. So USCIS is going to think that you never had a real marriage.
Mhm.
That you married her to get a green card. You have
Mhm.
very little history together. So the question is, Jim, do you think I can get my citizenship based on these facts? The answer to that question is probably not. Jim,
Okay.
do you think they might come after my green card because my marriage basically ended soon after I got here? So the last thing you want to do is USCIS remembering that you're here, much less waving your hand and saying, "Yo, make me a citizen." You don't want that because they're not going to make you a citizen, and they're probably going to come after your green card. They're going to be like, "Well, here's what they're going to do. They're going to go knock on her door or friends of hers door, and they're going to say, "Hey, lady, well, actually, here's a problem. You filed, and on your N-400, you listed that you're still married, right?
No, separate.
You said
But I'm
separate.
legally married. Yeah.
Yeah. Did you list her kid as yours?
No.
So now we have an N-400 on file where on the 3-year rule, which means based on marriage, where the U.S. citizen had a child during the statutory period, and you didn't list that kid on your. So they're just going to knock on her door. They're going to say, "What the hell?" And she's going to be like, "I wasn't married to that guy long. I mean, on paper we're married, but we haven't lived together at all. I'm having babies with this other guy. That's my real boyfriend." They're going to come after your green card. I mean, this was a bad idea and a bad approach, even if Kamala won or if Biden got reelected. But, there's a new sheriff in town looking for men from Muslim countries to kick out and send home and make their deportation numbers. So this is to me, this is an easy call. You should withdraw that N-400 and not apply for another one for a really long time, if ever, and certainly not without talking to an attorney about whether it even is safe for you to do so, because it's not.
Okay.
Do you agree with me? Do you agree with me, or do you?
Yeah,
think,
of course.
Oh, no, don't say of course. No, literally. Like, think of it this way. Let's say that you worked at the immigration office, and somebody brought you a case, and they really only live with the U.S. citizen for 3 months, and they found out that that woman was having children with other people. I mean, would you give that person citizenship?
No, she was pregnant when it came.
Yeah, I know. But to me, then, if I'm the USCIS officer, or if you're the USCIS officer, then you're like, well, was this marriage even real? Was this just to get him a green card? Like, why is she having sex and having babies with other people if she really wanted you to come and get your green card?
Yeah, that's problem.
Huge problem. And it makes them say,
Yeah.
let's go get his green card. Because they're going to knock on her door at some point, and they're going to say, WTF with this marriage. You know what I'm saying?
What you give me advice now? What I do?
My advice is withdraw your N-400
Okay.
and hope that they don't remember that you're here. That's your advice.
Okay.
All right?
Can I talk with your office? And
There's nothing for me to do.
Okay.
You can withdraw the case yourself. You don't need an attorney to withdraw your case.
Okay.
All right?
Okay, Jim. Thank you
Thanks,
so much.
Alec. Good luck. That's not the first person we've talked to where the beneficiary waited a really, really long time to get their immigrant visa. And when they get here, they find out that their U.S. citizen is with somebody else. It's crazy. Let's see what's going on TikTok. I haven't even said hello. Hello, TikTok. Can I not ask questions on TikTok? No, you got to come over to YouTube. You can text your questions here, but I have a girlfriend with a Haiti passport living in Dominican Republic, wants to come to the USA. Can it happen? Well, not just because they're a girlfriend, and they're not going to let a Haitian in just if they're young and of a marrying age. If they're in a third country like Dominican Republic, it's going to be very, very hard. Odiska says, "Hey there, boss man." Hello, Odiska. Hello, sir. Can I travel with my LPR and I have Somali passport? I would not do that. I would not leave the United States if I was from Somalia and all I had was a green card. I would wait till I got my citizenship. Missy, hello.
Hello.
How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Great.
So, I think I had called before about my I-130. And I think today I was able to get through with USCIS, and they told me that my approval date is going to be around like November. I filed last year, February 2024, but I'm coming on deployment orders. So I used that to file an expedite case through the congressman, and they just said my case is, they are doing a background check, and it's been 5 months. So my question was, I know you told me to wait for like 2 months if I wanted to sue. If then I could sue USCIS, but I was also asking, is there a way that I could try with my deployment orders again, or yeah?
Sure, you can try with your deployment orders, no problem. But I don't think they take expedited requests very seriously. What's your receipt date?
February 21st, 2024.
That's a really long time.
Yeah, but they told me that it's still November.
Yeah, but we don't believe anything they say. They just make that up. That's just to get you off the phone. This is for a green card or for an N400?
It's for I-130 green card. He's not in the country. Because I was thinking it's a 2-year process, including the NVC and the interview dates, because that is also going to take another while before he even gets an interview date in the country.
Right. So you're still stuck at USCIS. You haven't even gotten past stage 1. Yeah, we should sue, and we'll give you a discount because you're in the military for that. But it's the only thing that's going to work is suing them.
Okay. So how do I call the office? And
Julie's got you. Julie's going to email you here in just a little bit. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you, Missy, and thank you for your service.
You're welcome. Thank you for all you do too.
You got it. See ya. All right. This is the Immigration Answer Show. My name is Jim Hacking. I'm an immigration attorney practicing law throughout the United States out of our offices in St. Louis, San Diego, Washington, D.C. San Diego, did I say that? I don't know. Chicago, all of the above. But one of the great things about immigration is it's federal, so we can handle cases all 50 states. USCIS has a new policy on good moral character. Good moral character. So people who apply for citizenship have to show that they've been a person of good moral character. And apparently USCIS is tightening things up. And they issued a new memo. I don't know how legal it is. We're exploring the idea of challenging it in court if we can, or more specifically, if we need to. But USCIS says that they want officers to take a much more expansive view of good moral character. They say that basically USCIS has been using a checklist and saying, have you ever been an aggravated felon? Have you ever committed this crime, that crime, done this bad thing, registered to vote, all these things that can lead to a finding of good moral character. And they're mad that just because you say no, that means you become a citizen. They don't want that to be the case anymore. They say they're going back to the way the INS did it in the 90s. I think they're full of shit. But again, we're researching the legality of it, whether they have to publish this as a rule and get notice and comment back. We're researching whether it's too vague to be enforceable. And mostly what bothers me and what burns my ass is that they think these assholes who are running our government, who are the most despicable people on earth, Donald Trump, a felon running the White House, that they're going to preach to us how immigrants should show good moral character when there's a convicted felon in the White House. Are you kidding me? So they say that they're going to be able to they need to look at the whole complete picture of the individual, and that basically naturalization applicants are going to have to prove that they're good people and not prove that they're just not bad people. In other words, they're mad. They said, conveying citizenship is the most sacred obligation USCIS has. Sacred? Are you kidding me? You're talking about religious terms now in government documents? Are you freaking kidding me? These people are nuts. And they want to preach to us about good moral character. They want to put all this stuff in there about acclimating to the United States. And they want to look at an applicant's total history as a green card holder when that's way beyond the statute. So it's ridiculous. I'm going to make a video about it tomorrow and try to get it up on Wednesday. But to me, the biggest thing is, and the thing that everyone needs to pay attention to is they are clearly trying to make it harder for people to naturalize. And I think next up, they're going to bring back that extra hard test to make naturalization harder. They don't want people naturalizing. They want to make it harder. They want to make sure they're acclimating to the United States. It's all code words for non-white people don't need to apply. It's just such BS. I'm so sick of them. So sanctimonious, so holier than thou, so better than everybody else. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. They want to see redemption. Redemption. Go fuck yourselves. Redeem this, Trump. Sorry, I shouldn't be cussing. I think it's above the statutory definition. I think given the fact that agencies no longer have deference for their interpretations, that a judge can take a fresh set of eyes and look at this and hopefully, maybe, strike it down. We'll see. All right. Conditional green card, active asylum. Hello.
Hey, Jim. You hear me?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, thanks for what you do. I really appreciate it.
Sure.
A little background story about myself. So I came to US in 2022 and with the J1 visa. I applied for an asylum at the end of 2022. I married to a US citizen in the mid of 2023 and got my conditional green card in 2024 August. So it was a little over a year now. And my questions is related to asylum. So I still have it active, but when I was applying with my lawyer, it was marked. So he did mark it for me, all the boxes, but we didn't really provide the details or the history to prove it. So it's completely blank asylum case. And my question was, I will be applying for the 10-year I-751 to remove the conditions next year. Should I keep my asylum? And if so,
you already have the green card?
Yes, I do. Yeah.
And you've never been interviewed on the asylum case?
Yeah. Well, I was actually never been interviewed on my marriage green card either. So I got without interview.
If this was normal times, I would say go ahead and withdraw your asylum case. But I've been seeing weird things happening when people withdraw their asylum cases, even after they got their green card. So I would say, unless somebody's calling you in for an interview, I would not withdraw it.
So if I would be, so let's say if I apply for I-751 and if I have an interview coming up, should I withdraw my asylum case or should I keep it? Because it's completely blank and I'm not really sure if I would be getting asked and on asylum.
What do you mean it's completely blank? Did you file it or did somebody else file it?
Well, my lawyer, he filed it for me,
Uh-huh.
and he didn't put any information in there pretty much. And when I asked him, hey, do you want to, are we going to present any case? He said, well, you don't know what's going to happen down the road. You don't know when your case will be active and everything else. So let's just keep it blank for now.
So that's weird.
Yeah. So there's really literally nothing in there. And there's no reason, nothing. So just applied, completely blank asylum case. It was, checked. All the marks were checked for religious, political, nationality, I believe, and all of that. But there's no any story background.
So let's say you did or did not withdraw it. Let's just put that to the side. Let's say you go to your 751 interview and the officer says, hey, I know that you had that asylum case. I took a look at it. It's sort of blank. Like, did you have a real asylum case?
Let's say I don't have a strong case based on what I found out right now.
What do you mean?
The case that I had, I thought it's going to be strong, but based on the research I've done, and it doesn't seem like it would be something that I could be seeking asylum for or getting approved. It's a very weak case from what I found out.
Okay.
I don't think it's going to be, like strong that would be helpful. So I'm not really sure if I really need to keep it or not.
So not only do we think the lawyer did a crappy job basically putting nothing in there, now you're telling me there wasn't a very compelling amount of stuff to even put in there.
Yeah, that's right.
So there is a potential problem here, and that is that if somebody files a frivolous asylum claim, then that can be deemed to be almost akin to fraud and keep them from getting any immigration benefit. So I think that if I were you, and when are you filing your 751?
Next year, I think in May.
Okay. So I would say sometime between now and then, you should do a Freedom of Information Act request for your entire immigration file, and you should talk to attorneys who know what they're doing and see if what we don't want is for them to conclude that you filed a fake asylum case, because that would be really bad.
Mm-hmm.
So everybody needs to research it, think about what you were doing and what you were trying to do, what you were trying to say when you applied for asylum. And maybe the fact that the attorney left it blank could be used to your advantage, in that if there's a viable asylum claim there that you just haven't identified yet because you're digging around in the dirt without a lawyer who knows what they're doing, that maybe there's a case there after all. You know what I'm saying?
Yes. So you said I need to run the free run immigration report?
If I were you, and it was like 3 or 4 months before I filed my everything's cool with the marriage?
Yeah.
I would do a Freedom of Information. I would have an attorney do a Freedom of Information Act request to get your entire immigration file. I'd also tell the attorney to give me the immigration file. I would dig through it and see what in the hell were you guys trying to say when it came to asylum. And then I would get that all ready. And then I would make a decision as to whether or not to withdraw the asylum case. But the thing is, withdrawals are now triggers, right? Withdrawals are now triggers. So they are treating withdrawals almost like denials. So in other words, if somebody withdraws a case suddenly, magically, out of nowhere, I think USCIS is starting to put in place mechanisms to go back and try to figure out why they withdrew it.
So if I'm going to request the free run immigration report, is that going to, what exactly it's going to give me?
You're going to see what they have, if they did any minimal processing on your asylum case. You're going to get your J1 stuff. I mean, if I were your attorney, if you came to me and you're getting ready to file your 751, that's the first thing I would tell you to do, or we would do it for you. So I'm saying go ahead and do it now. Go ahead and get it all.
Okay. Got it.
All right.
And, if I am going to, so yes, I am going to get all of that information. And one more question. So let's say if I would cancel my asylum case, would I be able, let's say, to go back to my home country?
Don't even talk to me about that. That's the last thing you want to do right now. The last thing. And I have tons of videos. So you swore under oath that it wasn't safe for you to go back to asylum. Now you're telling me that you might not have the strongest case in the world, and now you're talking about going back. That would be like the absolute worst thing you could do.
I see what you're saying. No, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. And one more question. When it comes to the my asylum case, I think I had it in Tennessee initially, but then I transferred it to New York, but I never actually lived there. After I got my condition.
Why did you do that?
I had plans to move to New York. I had my driving license in New York as well in 2023. I had plans to move, but I didn't really move there.
No, that's BS. You just wanted to get a New York driver's license.
Well, I had to, yes, no, the driving license, I had to get it, that's for sure. But when it comes to my case, I had plans to move, but I didn't move there.
Proof of that? Because no one's going to believe you. They're going to believe you just lied to get your driver's license in New York because it's easy to get a driver's license in New York.
The driving license, I got it before changing my address to New York. I think I had my driving license in May, and my case was transferred in August, I believe.
So what's the question? Because you're making this all much more harder than it needed to be. Way too cute. Way too cute.
What do you mean?
At every turn, you've made things more hard than they did. You said that you're moving. You don't file a change of address on an asylum case till after you move.
Yeah. Well, I changed it back to Nashville. I requested it after I got my conditional green card.
USCIS is going to be convinced that you ran a scam to get a driver's license in New York. I'm gonna let you go. Yeah, it's a big deal. I'm gonna let you go. Way too cute. Way too many. Oh, I didn't know this. Oh, I didn't do that. Oh, death by 1,000 cuts. I see people talking about Fogo de Chao. That's Amani's favorite place. She loves that place. Robert likes it. There's one in DC that we really like. Happy anniversary, Laura. That's great. Congratulations. Abel, hello.
Hi, Jim.
How you doing?
Good evening. I'm fine. Thank you for bringing me up.
Sure.
Let me give you a little background. I came in here in 2015, December 10th, with an F1 visa. I dropped out of school in 2016 and moved down from Florida to New York. Prior to that, I already met my then wife, which is ex now. We got married in 2016.
Wait, can I back up a little bit? Because can I take over and start over? Is that okay?
Mm-hmm.
Where are you from?
I'm originally from Nigeria.
And you got a student visa to go to, we'll say, school ABC, right?
Yes.
When did your F1 start and when did you enter the United States?
I entered in December
of
2015.
And when did you start? Did you start going to school right away?
Yes, it's a fly school.
So do you have an M visa or an F visa?
F1 visa.
Okay, and how long did you go to school?
Plus and minus, maybe 4 months.
Why only 4 months?
Well, it's a program that is supposed to be for a year, but I ran out of cash. It's a flight school, becoming a commercial pilot.
But my brother, didn't you swear to the State Department that you didn't have money to pay for your whole year of school?
Yes, but at the long run, something happened.
What?
The company I was using as a sponsor, which belonged to me and my ex-wife then, she didn't keep to the promise.
She didn't?
Yes.
Okay. All right, keep going. So then, okay, so wait a minute. The person that you married when you came to the United States in December, did you know that person before you came to the United States?
No. I'm talking about my wife. I'm actually living in Asia, in Malaysia. That was where I got my visa from.
Right, but my question is, did you meet the person in America that you married?
Yes.
Did you know them before you came or after you came?
After I came.
Okay, and were you ever married before you came to the United States?
Yes.
And what happened to that marriage?
We were at the process of, we got divorced anyway.
Okay, so did you get married before you got your visa to come to the United States or after?
We are at the process of divorce when I got my visa.
So when you went to get your visa, did you tell them that you're going through the process of divorce?
No, and they didn't ask me.
Were they in Malaysia with you, or were they your spouse, or were they in Nigeria?
My spouse was in Malaysia with me, but I got my divorce from Nigeria based on our customary marriage with my Malaysian spouse.
So when you filled out your DS-160, you were married?
Yes.
When you went to your interview, you were married?
Yes.
Did you get divorced before or after you entered the United States?
The divorce was going on. I got divorced before I entered. My divorce was final on November 10th.
Okay. Have you watched this show for very long?
Not too long, but I've heard you say something about Nigerian divorce.
Divorce decrees. Yeah.
Yes.
Right.
So
This is a big problem.
yeah.
Okay.
So
All right. So then you go to school for 4 months,
mhm.
and then you marry a U.S. citizen
I married a U.S. citizen in 2016, late 2016, October.
after you got your Nigerian divorce.
My Nigerian divorce was also in 2015.
Okay. So that were you still in school when you got your Nigerian divorce or no?
No, I've not even come down here.
Okay. All right. So then you marry, we'll call this lady, you marry Mary, right? Her name's Mary.
Mhm.
So you marry, does Mary file for you?
Yes.
And did you have an interview?
Yes, I went for an interview. I got my 2 years green card in December 2017.
Did they separate you?
Now,
Okay. All right. And then when did you get divorced?
so in 2021.
Oh, so you were married for a while.
Yeah. So, but the thing was, I put in to remove condition in 2019
Yeah.
and got an RFE in 2020 during COVID, which I responded to the RFE.
Yeah.
And in 20, there was no response until 2022.
2022. Okay. And what did they say? Did they approve it or deny it?
They denied it.
And did they say your divorce decree from Nigeria was fake?
That was one of the things they said.
What else
Was
did
that
What else did they say?
they said that prior to that, my American wife was not really living with me. She has multiple addresses. That she has a lawsuit with the state of New York. That they checked the owner of the residence where I claim to be living. That the signature we have on the lease and other document did not match. This was their first claim.
This doesn't sound good, brother.
That was their first claim.
Okay.
Then, and the case was denied.
Yeah.
And they gave me an NTA.
Yep.
But prior to that, I met my now wife.
Come on, dude. Come on. So then you got a new marriage.
Yes, I got a new marriage.
Oh my God. Okay. Then what happened?
Then I got a you I filed the first paper. What I did was I initiated the Nigerian divorce here in the US to divorce the wife number one, because at the denial they were saying that at the time when I married wife number two, that they still consider me married to the wife number one.
Because the divorce from the Malaysian person wasn't real.
They said it wasn't real, but it's real.
Okay. But they said
It's
it wasn't.
real.
So
They
whatever
said it wasn't real.
they decide sort of wins.
Yes.
Okay. So
I married wife number two. She filed for me.
wait, this is wife number three, really? Wife number three.
Yes, wife number three.
Got it.
They denied the first I-130, claiming that I didn't respond to everything that was on the denial from the 751. So I approached my ex-wife, I approached my house owner. I got so much affidavits.
Wait. Hold on. So now so after the 751 gets denied because they said your divorce from the Malaysian lady, the Nigerian divorce from the Malaysian lady wasn't valid, and so your 751 never got approved. Then you married wife number three. You file an I-130 petition for wife based on your marriage to wife number three, and then then you get a request for evidence.
No. I didn't get any request. It was I went for interview. After interview was denied.
You went to an interview on the I-130 filed by spouse number three.
We put in 485 too together with it.
Yeah, and so you go to the interview. Tell me about that interview.
When we got there, the lady was so angry. She was like, we accused you for about 12 different things. You only did one. It was only the divorce you went to reinitiated here. The other accusation, they said that it's a fraudulent lease. on your name. They say that is everything. Your landlord denied the lady who you claim to be your wife was living in a different residence. After 2 weeks,
Marriage number 2 or marriage number 3?
that was the marriage number 2, which was the one with the 751.
So when you show up at your interview, the lady's mad and she's sort of relitigating marriage number 2.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay.
So we came back. I got an attorney. He now told me that
You went without an attorney?
the first one I got an attorney, but he didn't follow me to the interview.
Did they separate you and your wife at interview
No.
number 1 on marriage
No.
number 3? No.
No.
Okay. All right.
So I got a different attorney. The attorney said he needed an affidavit from everybody involved in this case, since I'm sure that the marriage is genuine. And we did the same thing. I approached my American wife, which is my ex-wife. Our marriage was genuine. It just didn't work out. She gave an affidavit about 10 different pages. She told her own story. I got an affidavit from the Malaysian woman, whom they claim that has been here once using my address in Florida.
Wait a minute. Time out. So you're saying that somewhere in there, they alleged that Malaysian wife number 1, the OG, was actually inside the United States.
She visited here, but she's gone. She wasn't living here.
While you were married to wife number 2 or before?
I think either while I was married or before. I don't know the actual date, but they said they have it on their record.
Okay.
And I told them I didn't see her. But
that's interesting that they knew that. Yeah. Okay.
When I approached her, she wrote her own affidavit. She wrote everything. She brought in all her entry documents showing that me and her have not seen, but we have a pending business to settle because I own a company there in Malaysia.
Okay.
So
this is crazy, dude. This is crazy.
Yeah. So when I got all these affidavits, including from my house owner and my previous landlord and all that, we filed this current I-130, which I put in last year, and the 485.
So this is I-130 and 45 number 2.
Yes, number 2.
On marriage number 3.
Yes. Then we went for.
You must have the thickest immigration file on earth.
Yeah, we went for the interview. The officer came out when he saw this time he wasn't as mad as the first one.
Well, that's good.
So he was like, oh, he saw everything I put down here, but the problem he has there is that there is a 204C on the file, on the case.
There's what on the case? What on the case?
204C.
204C. Okay, yeah, yes. Yeah.
So I would hear from them in a week's time. So last weekend, I got a denial letter. But what is confusing me on the denial letter is this. All the charges of the sham marriage with the American wife, not living together, the fraudulent lease they claimed, after receiving the affidavit from both parties, all was dropped.
So they didn't bring all that stuff up, you mean?
No, they dropped everything regarding that.
Okay, what did they say then?
So the only thing they were emphasizing on now was that when I went to collect my visa in Malaysia, that I already initiated the Nigerian divorce, that I didn't tell them that I was divorced in Nigeria, that I was divorced when I was collecting it, and my ex came to America using my address, which she has given them an affidavit saying that she did it on her own, not with me.
So I-130, 45, number 2, based on marriage to person number 3, they went all the way back to marriage number 1 and said that you said on your DS-160
yes,
married, and you never disclosed the fact either that the divorce was on file or that the divorce was finalized when you got your visa or when
it was not finalized when I got my visa.
Okay. So what's the question?
So the question is, after removing the accusation of me, my marriage with wife number 2 not being legitimate, saying that it's a sham marriage.
In other words, you feel like you've overcome and proven that marriage number 2 was legit.
Yes, exactly. That's what I.
And you believe that since they made no mention of it in the latest denial notice, that they've sort of moved past that, right?
Because of after the affidavits. Yes, that's what I feel. Yeah.
Okay. All right. That I think that's an argument. Okay. Yeah. So
And then there was an argument they were making because this wife number 3 got pregnant for me in 2018 while I was still married with wife number 2.
sorry, I don't mean to laugh. I mean you okay. So is that true? Is that true?
Yeah, but I was not told. I was not told until after 2022. I was not aware of it because we were not living together.
Come on. You're telling me that, well, so are you saying that you had like a one-night affair with?
Yes, that's what it was. Yes, 100%.
And then you didn't see her ever again until you got.
No, yeah, we were just talking on the phone. I didn't. At a point, she ceased. I didn't see her again.
And she didn't tell you that you had this kid.
No, she had a kid, but she didn't tell me it was mine.
Okay.
And then she wrote an affidavit and also told the officers that it was her fault that she didn't tell me she was planning on leaving the United States back to her home country, that she's tired of living here, though she's a citizen. And that was why she didn't tell me, because she got to realize that that was my only child and I'm almost in my 50s and I don't have any child anywhere. She felt like I would not want her to leave. That was why she didn't tell me at that time.
And that's true?
And that's true, yeah.
Okay. How did they find out? I guess, did you and your wife list that kid as yours on your?
No, at first she didn't. At first, she didn't put me on the birth certificate. I didn't know.
Well, before you married wife number 3,
yeah.
Did you know at that point that you'd had this kid with her?
No, I didn't know at that point that I had the kid with her, but I saw her with a kid. Because when I divorced my wife number 2, we started hanging out. All right.
Wait. So you're telling me that you married wife number 3 without knowing that the kid was yours?
No. I got married to her in 2023. I already realized this in 2022 after I divorced wife number 2.
Okay.
After I divorced wife number 2, that's when after I came out from my interview, from the 751 interview, I got home. I told her, look, there's one question they asked me on my way from Canada with her and the baby that the CBP officer asked us. When I was coming back from the Peace Bridge, I handed over my passport with 2 US passports. The officer asked me, who are these people behind you? I said, it's my girlfriend and her son. She asked me, where is wife number 2? I said, we are no longer together because then we divorced already.
Wait a minute, time out. So as if things weren't bad enough, they've also tied your whole story to a land entry you made on the Peace Bridge where you were in the car with wife number 3, who wasn't wife number 3 yet, and your kid. Well, let me ask you this. When you came from Canada to the United States, at that point, did you know that kid was yours?
No, that was before the divorce. That was before the 751 interview. I didn't know.
Come on, man. Come on. Do you think anybody believes that?
Well, if they want to bring a lie detector, I would swear I can take it. I didn't know.
Okay. Let's say that I believe everything you told me. What's the question?
The question is, like I said before, after removing everything they assumed.
Wait, time out. Quick, sorry, before we get to it, sorry. So the CBP officer says, who are these people in the car with you?
No, he said, I said it's my girlfriend and her son.
But according to government records, at that time you were driving across, they had pending green card cases for you, or 751 case for you with wife number 2, right?
Divorced already.
Okay.
Divorced already.
Okay.
Divorced already. I'm not anything with her. Then he put me on secondary. I went to the room. After a few minutes, the officer came out and told me that he's sorry, that I should have a safe flight to New York City.
He said, have a safe trip to New York City?
Yes, safe trip to New York City.
Okay. All right, so I'm with you. I got the whole pic. You've painted quite a picture for me, my brother. What's the question?
So the question is, after sending that affidavit with everything from the prior, the ex-landlord, ex-wife, confirming everything that I'm saying, that is as the way I said it. It might look so clumsy, but I will say nothing but the truth. They dropped everything that has to do with the wife number 2, the multiple addresses, the lawsuit, the forgery lease, and all that, which they claimed at the first denial that is what led to a sham marriage. Now they drop everything concerning that. Are they not supposed to drop this 204C that led to the sham marriage?
No. I mean, we have to operate on a couple of things. Number one, you can't assume that just because they didn't put it in this latest denial that they've dropped it. That's not necessarily so.
Oh, okay.
So just because they denied you, I mean, it could be that they just said, let's just pick a real easy, clean way to deny him, and they think that they did, right? So what they think is that you were here in the United States with 3 wives. That's what they think.
But but every one of them have divorce. I
know, but that's on paper. They think that you had the Malaysian wife here, wife number 2, and wife number 3, that you're someone with 3 wives. That's what they think.
The Malaysian wife is not living here, Jim. She's not living here.
That's fine.
She's in her country. She has no business. She's not living here.
Okay.
And she told me she has been here multiple times with different addresses, and they are not bringing that up.
Okay. So at the end of the day, they clearly don't believe you. At the end of the day, I mean, if you're asking me, Jim, what do you think the chances are of me ever getting a green card in the United States? I would say 0. I don't think they're ever going to give you a green card. And you can't just, I applaud the effort, but you can't just fix everything with affidavits, right? Like affidavits only get you so far. Right?
But the divorce from Nigeria is not fake.
Well, the first one was.
No, the first one was not fake. The customary divorce was not fake.
Well, they think it was.
But it's not fake.
But they think it was, and that's all that matters.
Yeah, but that they are thinking is what? Does that mean that it's fake? Is that, I just don't understand.
Well, they're the ones they're the ones that have the key to the kingdom. They're the ones that give out the green card.
So what do you think? I contacted a lawyer back home to see if he's going to revalidate that from the court and make what they call a statement of opinion to see if with that. Huh?
I mean, they don't believe Nigerian divorce decrees. But what's the posture of case number 2 based on marriage to wife number 3? Like where does that thing stand? How long ago did you get a denial or what?
The wife number 3?
Yeah. What's the most recent decision that you received from them? The one where
it was a denial. Yeah.
When?
Just last week. I've already contacted your office too.
Okay. This is not a case we're going to take, my brother. If I took this case, they would stab me in the neck. There's no way. This case can't be approved. You're not going to get a green card. There's no way.
So is there any other way for me?
I don't think there's a path for you to get a green card in the United States. They don't believe you.
And I have a son who is autistic, and I have a wife who is also sick.
I don't know, man. I don't know. I think the chances of you getting a green card are extremely low. Extremely low.
So there's no other pathway for me aside getting it through marriage.
I think they think that you committed immigration fraud, and that for that reason 204C applies and you can't get any immigration benefit for the rest of your life, even if that kid turned 21 and was a U.S. citizen.
Wow. But it's, oh my God. Anyway, Jim, thank you. Because I didn't commit any fraud. I didn't commit any fraud.
Okay.
I wish there are ways they can prove it apart from by writing or anything. A live detector, I can take whatever they want. I didn't commit any fraud.
Okay. Thanks, Abel. Sorry I couldn't do more for you.
Thank you, Jim. No problem.
See you, brother. How about that? That was something else. That was the most complex Nigerian divorce story that I've heard on this show, I believe. I can't think of one that was more than that. Let's go to Federico. Hello.
Hey, hi, can you hear me?
Sure.
So I came here like 15 years ago with an A2 diplomatic visa. I stayed here 10 years. During these 10 years, I met my ex in 2013. So we stayed together until the visa expired, and then also after, because I was in Rome and then Brussels.
Okay.
So then we did the K1 visa for me to come back.
Yeah.
We did all necessary. The problem is that our love basically became hate. We were fighting all the time. It was awful. And at some point I filed for divorce last year. So I'm gonna have to remove the condition with an I-751 with the waiver, which I did. My question is, because the guy, Michael, my ex, is now has several lawsuits, and he's trying to say that he doesn't live there, he doesn't get served because he's always away, he's running away basically from being served by me and other lawsuits. So I'm wondering if the request for evidence arrive before I have the decree. Will they just accept it, or what's gonna happen?
Are you doing okay? You sound sad about this.
No, I just every immigration thing that I say, it makes me a bit nervous. But
so, what's the start date on your green card?
Oh,
you don't have to say the exact date, but just like the month and the year.
It was 21. It was actually 22. Late 22.
Late 22?
Yeah, it was November.
So like last September, October, November, somewhere in there, you filed an I-751 with a waiver.
I did it last year.
You did it, but during the 90 days.
During the 90 days, yes, just at the end of because a lawyer told me since the divorce is going to take a long time, just do it a little before the 90 days.
So there is a divorce that's on file.
Yeah.
And he's avoiding service. He's like
avoiding service, so we're going to go with a divorce by publication or alternate service.
So I hope, do you have a different lawyer handling your divorce than your 751, or did you do the 751 on your own?
I did it on my own, and we have tons of evidence for 10 years of relationship. So, but I do have a lawyer that I consulted with.
Okay. So when was the divorce filed?
The divorce was filed. Let me take it real quick.
Just roughly.
Yeah. So it was filed May 2024. So May of last year.
A long time. And you have a divorce attorney for that, right?
Yes. And he's taking he's taking a few months because the court date, it takes a long wait.
So has publication part started yet or no?
No, it hasn't.
And what does he say?
Well, now he's that's why I'm trying calling him. He says he's going to try to ask for alternate service, so we can send him a text or something like that, and then he's going to get me a decree, or we're going to proceed with the divorce by publication. I think this is going to, he told me 6 months, but it's already been like 8, 9.
Does he know about your immigration status?
Yes, he does.
So you need to be standing on his head and say, I need this done yesterday. This is taking too long. I need this done now.
Yeah, that's why
I think you have plenty of time. I think it's going to be another year from whenever you file. You know, we're about to come up on the 1 year of when you filed your 751. I think you still have another year, but he needs to hurry up.
That's what I'm thinking too. Yeah. And what if I don't? The worst of case.
Don't worry about it.
I can send him the core documents that I already have. Yeah.
Yeah.
An explanation by paper.
Yeah, but just I would tell your divorce attorney, look, you need to get this done in the next 90 days. You need to get him served in the next 90 days, or I need to find a new attorney.
I'll do it. I'll do it next time I hear from him. Yeah.
I think you have enough time though, Federico. I wouldn't worry too much. I think you're going to be okay.
All right, perfect. Thanks so much. You made me less nervous now.
I'm glad. See you, brother.
Bye.
All right, everybody. We've had some crazy calls here on the Immigration Answers Show. We're coming back tomorrow at night. We're going to do a night show, 7:30 till 9 p.m. Central tomorrow. So you know we're going to get some good calls tomorrow. This was a great wait, Dammy said, good luck, Fred. Is Fred and Federico, are those is Federico the Spanish version of Frederick? Is that true? I didn't know that. Yeah, we like those night shows. That's going to be a lot of fun. Julio, are you going to be there tomorrow? Oh, yeah, Julio's going to be there. Oh, that'll be fun. Those were some crazy calls we had today. Mondays are good. Mondays are good. I think people wait up all weekend to try to get on, and then they got good stuff. So after hours Immigration Answer Show tomorrow, we will be back tomorrow from the home office on TikTok and on YouTube. Again, my name is Jim Hacking, immigration attorney extraordinaire, also co-host of the Jerry Springer Show. Jerry. We'll be back tomorrow. If you need to get a hold of us for help, 314-961-8200, 314-961-8200. Email us, info@hackingimmigrationlaw.com if you're thinking about hiring us. We also have our Immigrant Home Facebook group. You're welcome to join us there. There's thousands of members in our Immigrant Home Facebook group. There's just people talking about immigration. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Turn on the alerts so that you get alerted whenever we go live. You can also follow us on TikTok, thanks to my daughter, Noor, @ImmigrationHacking. And finally, TNT I did, but I'm making a video tomorrow, so I'll have that for you. Finally, if you want to get in the show and ask me a question, like everybody did on today's show, you can text the word SHOW, SHOW, to 314-470-3300. 314-470-3300. We'll see you tomorrow night for our night show. Should be fun. Thanks, everybody.
I'm great about that, other than trying to help people who are in a state of invasion.
I mean,